Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for tuning in to what is going to be a tutorial on this look. Kind of a warm, all matte holiday, falliday makeup look. I don't know, call it whatever you want to. This is the look we are doing today and it's using all matte eyeshadows and all drugstore makeup products. So if you want to see how to get the look, let's go ahead and dive in. So first I'm going to start off with foundation. For that I'm going to be using Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Foundation in Buff Bisque. This is that time of the year when I don't really know what foundation shade I am. I don't have another shade to mix with this one, so if it doesn't work, we'll just have to that's not too bad. That's not bad at all. I take it all back. I just realized I'm doing my foundation before my eyes, which never happens for me. I think I'm just all out of sorts today. So we'll do that. We'll let that sit and let's move to the eyes. For the eyeshadow base, I'm going in and using the Maybelline Master Prime Long Lasting Eyeshadow Base. This is in the shade Prime and Smooth, which has a hint of shimmer in it. For some reason, I cannot for the life of me find the version of this primer that is totally matte. So this does have a hint of shimmer, but it is going to be completely covered by the matte shadows I'm about to go in with. Speaking of the eyeshadow, today I'm going to be using the Profusion Amber Eyes eyeshadow makeup case. This is full of a ton of warm tone eyeshadows. It's a good mix of matte and shimmer, but I'm just going to be using the matte shadows today. So first I'm going into the shade Outgoing and using the fluffy end of the dual-sided brush that comes with this palette to blend that through my crease. This is just going to act as kind of the base best friend blending shade for the deeper shades that I ultimately want to go in with to really smoke this look out and make it a beautiful golden berry look. Then to make sure that shade is seamlessly blended up to my brow, I'm going in with the next shade over, which is Likeable, has a slightly yellow undertone, kind of like a yellow buttercream sort of shade, and I'm using that to blend that initial shade up and out towards my brow bone. And then last I'm taking the matte cream shade called Ideal and putting that right up against my eyebrow. Now on to the rest of the lid. I'm going to take the shade Fearless and apply that using the same fluffy end of this brush all over my entire lid. These shadows are super soft, so they kick up quite a bit of fallout when you dip your brush into them, which is why I would definitely recommend doing your foundation after you do your eyes when using this palette. But they are so pigmented. I think it's pretty clear. Then I'm also taking the more narrow side of that dual-ended brush and running Fearless along my lower lash line as well. And if you're nervous about orange along your lower lash line, don't be. We are going to make this a little more wearable or maybe approachable so you feel less sickly. I know when I first started wearing oranges and berries around my eyes, I felt like I looked sick because it emphasizes the redness in your eyes, but we're gonna put a brown liner in our waterline that helps balance that out. Speaking of berry, I'm now going in with the deepest matte berry shade called Devoted from this palette, and I'm taking the narrow side of that brush again and patting that in my outer corner and blending it out through my crease. And then again, I'm running that in the outer portion of my lower lash line as well. Yeah, that fallout is real, folks. And last for the eyeshadow, I'm going into the deep matte chocolate brown called Cozy in this palette and running that using the most narrow edge of this flat brush of the dual-ended that comes in this palette, and I'm running that along my upper lash line. So I was just about to move on to liner, but it turns out I cannot find any brown drugstore liner. All of those that I have are kind of high-end, so we are improvising with a gorgeous, I think this is going to turn out better anyway, a gorgeous emerald green liner. This one is from Jordana. It is the 12-hour Made to Last liquid eyeliner pencil in the shade Jade Jewel. There we have the liner. Now onto mascara. I'm going to be using the Almay One Coat Mega Volume Mascara, giving my lashes a few good coats of that, but then I'm also going to go in with falsies because special occasions call for falsies, right? Oh, also, in case at any point during this video you have questions about what's on my nails, I am going to be doing a favorite holiday press-on nail video coming up here soon. For the record, in case you're new to the channel or you just don't know, I always wear press-on nails. Like, I can't remember the last time I painted my fingernails because press-on nails are just so fast and easy. No muss, no fuss, no dry time, and regular polish just chips instantly on my natural nails, so these last at least 7 days, most of the time beyond like almost 2 weeks on me. So I will have a video coming up not only on these, but also a few other finishes and colors that I'm really liking for the holidays. Next up are lashes, and these are not technically from the drugstore, but they are super, super cheap, and they came recommended to me by a friend of mine who swears by these. They're from Amazon. They come in an 8-pack, I believe, no, 10 packs, and they're easily less than 10 bucks. Plus they come with a metal applicator as well. So such a great deal. No, they're not directly from the drugstore, but they're super accessible on Amazon and super, super affordable. So I'm gonna slap a pair of these on and then we'll move on to the brows. Which reminds me, this is like video preview-a-palooza. I'm also working on an Amazon beauty video. I don't have a ton of products that I buy exclusively on Amazon, but enough to justify a video, and they're not products that I often feature front and center here because they tend to be more grooming or relaxation or things like that, and so they don't get a lot of time in the spotlight, but I highly recommend them. So that's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. While my lash glue is drying there, I'm gonna go into my brows, and for that I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Shape and Fill, and it is in the shade Brunette. Brows done. So my lash glue is still drying. I think I'm using lash glue that's too old. I need to just get a new tube, but I never think to get it or pick it up when I'm at the drugstore. So while we continue to wait for that to dry, I'm gonna do my concealer and hope that it can take away or help me with this fallout that I'm working with now. And the concealer that I'm using is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. The shade that I'm using today is number 2, Creamy Natural. And normally I would use my fingers to help blend my concealer into my skin because I feel like the heat from my hands helps it sink in and buff more naturally and easily into my skin. But because I want to build up that coverage to really help conceal the actual fallout that I have under there, I am going to go in with the same brush that I use for foundation, which is just a fluffy blending brush. This one is from Smashbox, so I am breaking the drugstore rule, but it's what's working for me right now, and so I'm just going to go in and actually use more like stipple motions in my under eye area to help pack the pigment on while still keeping a relatively natural looking finish there. Okay, concealer's done. Let's see if our lash glue is dry. Okay, they are still not dry. Maybe I applied a tad too much glue too. Could be a little bit of user error there as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the setting powder. For that, I am using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Long Wear setting powder. Mine is in the shade 23, Nude Beige. And these have kind of a funky split pan going on where one side is shimmery, looks kind of downright glittery, and the other is a matte. I just swirl the two together. At first I was a little worried about the glitter or shimmer emphasizing my under eye area, but once you swirl it with the matte, you really can't. I mean, it looks like a matte powder anyway. Moving on to bronzer, I'm going to be totally unpredictable and go with this thing that I've never used before, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Totally kidding. This has been a long time favorite for me, so I'm just gonna give a few swirls in there and go in and apply it around the contours of my cheeks, my temples, and then underneath my jawline as well. Oh my god, and like that my lashes are like magically entirely dry. Let's do this. Are you serious? They are like entirely, what the? I mean, really, can't catch a break. Okay, lesson learned, we need new lash glue stat. And this one is lifting over here at the end. Okay, here's the deal. Today, not the day for lashes. We are going to scrap that, retouch up the liner over here, and move on with our lives. Okay, lash crisis solved. Moving on to the rest of the face, I'm gonna go into the Profusion Blush and Bronze 9-color Blush and Bronze palette. Comes with a brush, and I'm gonna use that to not only add a little bit of color to my cheeks, but also carve out my contour a teensy bit more. And the shades I'm using for that are the medium bronzer for my contour, which by the way, this brush is like perfect for getting right into that contour area. And then I'm also going in with the shade Bloom for my blush. This is a less ideal brush for blush, but it definitely gets the job done. Moving on to highlight, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals, and I'm applying that in all the places I like to apply highlighter. If you want a more in-depth video about how I do it and why I do it that way, I will link that. Either click the eye up over to your right, my left, or check the description box for the link. Okay, last up to complete this look is the lips, and for that I'm going in with the Maybelline, one of my favorite lip stains from the drugstore, the Maybelline, what are these even called? I hate how they don't have the names of these on here, but anywho, it's this guy, and it is in the shade Voyager, which might be too deep for these eyes, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. That's not so bad. And here we are, the final look complete. You can definitely change this look out, swap it for something a little bit less bolder in your face. I'm always looking for a good opportunity to wear a berry or an oxblood. I mean, clearly, but you could definitely swap this out for a nude or a brown tone, like less red, more brown tone, an orange-based nude to complement the orange and warm tones of the eyes. Make this look your own, and I would love to see it if you wear it. If you follow me, I'm at DailyBaileyB pretty much everywhere I'm on social media. Take a picture, tag me in it, because I would love, love, love to see it. I really hope you enjoyed this look. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys!